Bummer.
Yeah, so that was a good crowd.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
What's so great about playing with Bill Porter?
I think just the guys he has in his band, their level of musicianship, and Bill. I mean, it's awesome. I definitely look up to all these guys because I'm easily one of the weakest links in the band, and having a chance to play with these guys has definitely brought my playing up a notch, I feel. So it's always fun whenever I get the chance to.
I've been playing the trumpet for a long time, but I've been playing with Bill off and on for about the last 4 or 5 years. Started with him on this band about this time last year, about November of 2003. So.
When did you first start playing music?
When I first started playing music, I was a kid. I was about 13, 14, and I started. My brothers and sisters were all into, like, all the old horn bands, like Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago and stuff. And
So that was your first introduction?
yeah, I grew up in a very rural part of southern Minnesota, and so the thing that attracted me to music, I liked the brass, you know. Then my oldest brother played the cornet, and he was very, very good, and so I got interested in that, of course. And then I started playing. Was blessed with a really good high school band director who was a saxophone player, and I'd go down the band room and he'd be playing all these great sides of old jazz albums, and I just started thinking, this is kind of what I want to do. I didn't find out until later that you didn't make any money doing it, but Buddy Rich's band, Woody Herman's band, Duke Ellington's band, Count Basie's band, Maynard Ferguson's band.
Sounds like
pretty much just about all you need,
Did you ever do any road work on the road tour?
I was with the Air Force Band, 2 of the units, one out of Montgomery, Alabama, and then Omaha, Nebraska. I was in the Air Force Band for 10 years, and we traveled around. Yeah, we had some pretty interesting things. Most of them that I can't say on camera, but we oh, good, yeah. When I was in the Air Force Band, when we were in the Air Force Band, we went to Saudi Arabia during the first Persian Gulf War. And as long as you didn't drink the local water, you were in good shape. So we had several instances where people drank the local water and had Montezuma's revenge. And one of the best ones was the singer was up in front of the band, and we finished the last tune. We were on Diego Garcia right before we were coming back to the States. And he went to do this thing like this with the microphone. And he had to walk back to the tent and take your... So you probably can't leave that one.
No, yeah, I'm leaving that one in. You kidding me?
Yeah. You want his name? So,
What's so great about this guy?
well, I mean, he's been around since before Dirt, probably. He's been playing forever. He's a wonderful musician. He's got a great sense of humor, even though his jokes mostly are bad. But still, he's just a really fantastic player. And to be able to play like he does still at 70 plus years old, I'm hoping that I'm still vertical at 70 and playing like that. He's a fantastic musician and a wonderful guy. He's fun. He's like an uncle or something. It's a lot of fun. And
This Wednesday night gig, what's so great about it?
it's just really fun to come see the guys and play. Because obviously, this is not one of those jobs where you go out and make $1 million at, but just to play the music and just to see all these guys. He's got one of the best rhythm sections you could ask for. With Charlie. Yeah, I do play with a lot of bands. I play with Rob Parton's big band and the Chicago Jazz Orchestra, which is formerly known as the Jazz Members. We do a lot of recording and stuff. So, yeah, I get to play quite a lot.
Yeah, I played whistle and stuff, and then I got a clarinet when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I took my dad's horn, and then I've been playing. My dad was a player. Right. He played saxophone also and piano and stuff like that. So we had music in the house all the time. I thought everybody played till I was 15 years old. I thought the whole world played.
What was his favorite player?
He listened to all the good cats, all the Duke Ellington bands and different kinds of things like that. He gave me all good music, good foundation, very good foundation.
You got a favorite?
A lot of great players.
I know it's unfair to single out.
Yeah, right. A lot of great players. I listen to them all to get to to me,
Right.
yeah,
Some of the
basically.
guys that were your major influences.
Well, Coleman Hawkins, of course, Lester Young, and all the great players like that. A lot of the older players gone by us. Just great players. Older cats that I heard, and Duke Ellington players. And
Some of your best memories as a musician.
I've actually performed in front of people since, like playing the whistle when I was a child. I sat on a funny one my mother told me about. I was singing maybe I was 3 or 4 years old, singing on the bar, and I was singing a tune called, it's supposed to be When Pa Was Courting Ma, and I'd always sing When Pa Was Corking Ma. so needless to say, I was a hit. My uncle had a place, so I wonder why they'd always fall out, laughing about it. But that was it. And then I played with all the great big bands when I was younger. Pretty much everybody. I traveled with Peggy Lee and was with Peggy Lee a long time. Ralph Martiri. I played with most of the major Glenn Miller band, Ray McKinley band. I really actually sat in with most bands, the old bands in the old days. All the bands used to travel around the 60s. The 60s. That I was in a Navy band. I did plenty of touring. That's what I did. Oh yeah, playing with all the great bands. Jeez.
And you don't have to be totally GM.
Yeah, let's see here.
You can go NC-17.
Oh God, I can't even think of anything.
Okay.
I really
that's
can't
cool.
think of
That's
anything.
all right.
Yeah, just. There's a lot of them. That's for sure.
I got an easy one for you. What makes Bill Porter such a good
Well, he's an honest player. He came up in a guy who plays either comes in intellectually or with his heart, but he don't have enough of each. But you have to have both. So Bill being sort of off the street, like I've been off the street, you have to have something to say by living the life. There's a certain, a lot of guys can play and they play well, but they have not lived a life, and you have. Exactly right. So and still have the and have the chops to do it. In other words, so that's what makes Bill good, because he's honest in his playing. Like he just he feels something and he plays it, and that's what makes the great players to me.
He can still pick it up at 95.
Yeah, and that's what I say. Geez, I'm a kid compared to him. I mean, yeah. Oh God, did I fix him or what? We've been friends too long, so we've been beating up on each other a long time. So.
All right, man. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
your time.
It's great to be here.
All right.
I started at 5. Yeah.
What made you, or who made you first want to pick up an instrument?
My father played cornet, so he got me started.
Okay. Was he a band leader or anything?
No, he was an amateur player, but my family was musical, so I took after Dad showed me, and I got started then.
And who were some of your major influences when you first started with Concha?
Oh, along the way, I think maybe my first really major influence was listening to people like Maynard Ferguson and Clifford Brown, Harry James, people like Snooky Young, Chet Ferretti, Bernie Glow, Conrad Gozzo. Later on, I learned about Louis Armstrong and the people that came even before, and so Louis Armstrong was a great influence. Dizzy Gillespie.
Other than the great Bill Porter, what other big names have you been playing with?
Oh, I played on the road bands with the Tommy Dorsey Band, Jimmy Dorsey Band, Guy Lombardo Band. Traveled with shows like Andy Williams' Christmas Show, Perry Como's show, Piazzador.
What's one of your favorite road stories from all that experience? that we can tell on camera somewhat.
One of the good ones was after the band did not play very well on a particular tune. A band leader that he's famous for reaming out the band. And so he stopped after the band got done. And before they went on break, he says, "Man, that was awful."
you guys played like a bunch of junior high school girls. You know, that was the absolute worst. And he went on from there, you know.
I think I have that tape.
Yeah. So anyway, the guy playing third trumpet that night, he just started with the band about a week before. So anyway, the leader gets done with this whole deal. He says, anybody have anything to say about that? And you got to say anything for yourself? And this new guy playing third trumpet, he holds his hand up like he's in third grade. He says, yeah, what do you have to say for yourself? And the guy says, man, I didn't say I was any good. I just said I'd take the job. And even the band leader, who was all riled up by that, even he cracked up, and the whole band fell out. You know.
Well, that's a pretty good memory. What's one of your, I hate to even go there, but one of your worst memories playing music?
Oh, I don't know. We all have bad experiences where with the wrong guy in the wrong place or with the wrong band. Yeah, I've had to wait a long time. Things like that. Yeah, we try to forget those. A few of them stick in your craw for a while, and there's a few guys that I won't work with because of, you know, deals like that or just not so good experiences. You finally figure out that life's too short to put up with that stuff.
You work with this Bill Porter guy. What's so special about him?
Bill's an amazing musician, as a trombone player, of course, and singer, but even maybe even greater talent that Bill has is when you're playing, say, in a club like this, or we're playing for a dance, he reads a crowd probably better than anybody I've ever worked for. He can, the mix of the music that we play for them.
So he's calling audibles at the line of scrimmage?
Oh, always. There's no sleeping on this bandstand. It's, you know, you could be the next guy to stand up and play a feature tune in a medley. You could be the next guy to solo on maybe a tune you know well, maybe you don't. But you better not be falling asleep, or you'll be caught.
Yeah.
But and he reads the crowd, and he can drive them absolutely nuts with the mix of tunes. If he's going for overtime, he'll get it. And he knows how to please the crowd, and he is one of the best experts at that I've ever worked for. He's wonderful at that. Besides being just a great musician, he's one of the few guys. He's great in front of the band. He's truly an entertainer as well as a great player. But then something a lot of those guys like, he can sit down and be a side man and play a show or play in a band and be perfect at that spot too. Not everybody can switch and do all of those things, but Bill does all of that like a real pro, and he does them all great.
If you had some advice for any young players coming up today that want to do this for a living, as hard as that may seem, what would you tell them?
Well, they have to prepare as well as they possibly can, and then realize they have to stay open to be learning all the time. Every new situation you get into, you still learn. Like playing on this band, I've learned an awful lot because we do so much. We only read maybe half of the time, and we play tunes and have backgrounds and things, and you have to be listening all the time. And it's the fact that you're never gonna have it all together. If you stop learning, you're done. And you're always trying to improve your own playing or your own grasp of the music in general, or always going to be tunes you don't know that you have to learn to be better suited for this job, and then you go to the next one, and that might be a little different. So it's always changing, and you always better be growing, and you do it for other reasons besides the money. If you're hooked on it, you do it because you love it. The money's good too, and it's important, but we don't always do it for the money. And you're probably not going to die a rich man.
It's the love of the music that keeps
But
you going.
there are other things that pay off.
What do you love about the Green Dolphin?
It's a great place to play, to give us a steady thing, to keep the band as tight as it is, and to keep when you play regularly, you get a lot of automatic things happening, backgrounds we play, and the way we play tunes that we that we, fake, quote. We have what they call head charts, and we know how we're going to do things because we're here every week.
Pretty consistent line.
Yeah, and the guys are consistent, and we know what's coming next pretty much. Can't ever know completely, but it keeps us on top of it because we're doing it so often. There's less time to forget what the heck we're doing, and that makes the band better and better all the time.
Great. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Since the fourth grade.
What instruments you started on?
I started on the accordion in the third grade, but actually I started on the tuba in the fourth grade.
So you played through school. What point did you change to the trombone?
Well, I added the trombone the junior year in high school.
What were some of your best major influences in music? Who did you listen to?
Oh man, Louis Armstrong, Bill Porter.
What's so great about this Bill Porter guy?
He is the most phenomenal trombone player, living or dead. He's incredible. He amazes me every time I hear him play.
What's so great about the Green Dolphin?
It's nice that a classy room like this has jazz music, and a regular dose of jazz music on a regular basis. I mean, that's great.
Did you ever do any touring on the road or anything?
I've done several tours.
What's one of your favorite road stories?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
I can't.
That's that. Thank you.